Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. I am excited because I had been playing with the new Lunar Beauty palette, um, the Moonshroom, and I like it, but it's not my color story. But I love Lunar Beauty's formula, right? And I had loved the uh my favorite is the Nude Prism, but also the Full Fantasy palette. That's one of my favorites too. But today I decided to use the Nude Prism one. Tomorrow I'm going to use the Full Fantasy. But the Nude Prism palette is just your basic everyday kind of look, whether you want a one and done, whether you just want to throw maybe a color in the crease and then a metallic on the lid, like whatever. This is it. And it goes from light to very dark. It's pinky and peachy, and the browns are like pinky and peachy. You got a purple, a black, like you got almost everything you need in this palette, right? Almost like the Natasha Denona, I Need a Nude. But this one I think, I like the Natasha Denona one too. If I had, I don't have to pick, so I'm not going to pick which one I like better. But I do love this one. This is the look we're going to create today. I went for a more peachier look. Usually I don't do that, but I did today because I'm wearing this peachy shirt, and it is freezing cold because Mother Nature don't know what to do. Is it winter or is it spring? Like it can't make up its mind, and I need her to. I need her to make up her mind because I am freezing, but it's supposed to be warm. You know. For bronzer today, I am wearing my Estee Lauder bronzer in Bronze Goddess 02 Suggestive. And I'm making a dent in this one. I am making a dent. This is more of a like yellow brown, which kind of works with my undertone. It really just because I kind of got. I'm a neutral really, but I go more neutral warm. But this works really well with and it's easy to use. It blends beautifully. You can't really go overboard with it. It's just perfect for my skin tone. So that was the bronzer. For blush, I pulled in the Nude Prism palette by Lunar Beauty, and I'm wearing this one here, Peachy. It doesn't really show up on my skin tone. You can see it, but it took a lot of building. I'm not gonna lie. I like this palette. Um, it's the first time I'm using the shade Peachy, I think. Usually I use Beauty or Pink Prince. Those are the two I usually use. This one here, though, is very, very light. So you do have to build it up. You can, and it works. And then for highlighter, I pulled in my Pat McGrath because, again, I was going for that peachy kind of look. And I grabbed Golden Moonlight. And that's what my highlighter is. So we got bronzer, blush, highlighter. For foundation today, I use my Rare Beauty in 210N, and it is almost like spot on with my skin tone. It's perfect, to be honest. Um, and I love this concealer because it's just easy to use. You shake it up, and then it's got this little doe foot. Swipe it on, blend it out. You're done. Blend it with a brush, blend it with a sponge, however you want to do it, and you're done. Quick and easy. Love this foundation, especially for every day. It doesn't fail me. It doesn't break up weird. It doesn't do any of that. For concealer, it's the Prism Libre Skin Caring Concealer. This shade is N250. So that is that. For setting powders, for under the eyes, I use the number 7 Lift and Illuminate. And then I set the rest of my face with this Bye Bye Pores. And I think what I like about this is it is good for pores. It does kind of like smooth away the pores. It does do that. As you can see, I use it. But I used it all over the face today. And I don't think that was the smart idea because it is kind of like showing fine lines. It's sinking in really bad into those. So I think that for the most part, It is good for like my pores, like through here and my nose and stuff. But for the rest of the face, I don't really care for it, to be fair. I mean, just to be honest here. For lip liner, I'm wearing Whirl. And for the lipstick, I pulled out the full Fantasy lipsticks in Lanny. And that's the shade I'm wearing today. I do like this lipstick. I don't know if it's my favorite or not, but I do like it. I was going to top it with, is it Celine? But I hadn't done that yet. Maybe I should. Let's just put a little bit of Celine. Oh, yeah. That's what we needed. Just a little bit of Celine in there. Those Lee's lipsticks are very comfortable. They're very, this one. Very comfortable. It's moisturizing. It's it is a cream. It's not a matte lipstick, so it's not drying by no means. And I really like it. All right, so let's get into this palette. I also had to put my BK brushes away because I was just using them way too much. And I pulled out my Reffer. And to be fair, I kind of miss my BK brushes. I used Reffer today for my whole face using their brushes. The foundation, the concealer, like the highlighting, everything. Blush, bronzer, I use my Reffer brushes. And I'm not a fan of, well, I'm not a fan of like the foundation brush at all. I don't know what it is about this. I don't care for it. I use this one here for concealer. It's the number 36. I like it. It's almost like the BK Beauty, but not. But it's kind of got the same gist where it gets right up in there and you can pat out and stuff. So it's kind of the same gist, but I think I like the BK Beauty one better. Well, I know I do. So now for eye brushes, I like the BK Beauty. Well, I love the BK Beauty eye brushes, but I like these just the same. So it's just, whatever on that one. The first shade we're going to go into is I'm Shy. And it's this peachy color. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy playing with new things. I do. But I also really enjoy playing with my older stuff. Because sometimes the older stuff's just what you need. Sorry, I was checking my phone. I know, so many things to do. I have to go by my daughter's school. I gotta drop off stuff for her party. I got like 4 boxes down there I gotta take in and then pick her up for her after school thing. My son didn't have school because he has no electric at his school, so they canceled him. So I got both of my grandkids. Fun times. So, yeah, the storm that came through really did some damage for sure. I was like, it tore like a roof off of an elementary school. Like, it's crazy. This shade is also very light, but you can see it. It does build up also, so these lighter shades. But they are pretty. And they're great to use as the blend, to blend out stuff with. Alright. Let's go into the shade Tease now. So basically I'm going to go here, here, and then here. So Tease. Yeah, I kind of think this is my favorite palette by Lunar Beauty, to be fair. This one here. I like the full fantasy one, I do. But I think this one is my favorite. Just because it can do a little bit of everything. You can tone it down or you can really amp it up. And I like that about it a lot. Like, that's my favorite thing, is when you got a palette that you can do a little bit of everything with, and you can just, you know, take that one palette with you. Or no, and no, it won't fail you either. Like, it's going to create a really pretty look. And that's what this palette does. Full Fantasy is the same, but it is a little bit more on a colorful. I don't know if I should go that route. Maybe neutral with a pop of color, you know? We're going to take that same shade along the lower lash line. Wouldn't say it's colorful, though, to be fair. I don't know. Maybe you would. I mean, it's not just neutral, so. But it does really, like, the Full Fantasy, if you know Manny and you know Laura, like, it's a perfect, well, I guess we don't know them, but what their persona online, like, it's a perfect fit between the two of them. I really do like that one. But if I had to choose one, it would be this one still yet. And to be fair, if I had to choose one from Laura Lee Los Angeles palette, even though I would love to say Full Fantasy, it wouldn't. It would be the collab she had with her niece Erin. I really love that palette, Candy Skies. It's like the perfect pastel palette for me, and I like. There's nothing about it that I don't like, you know. Okay, now we're gonna go into the shade Classic, and we're just gonna deepen up the outer portion here and run it through the crease a little bit, but mostly just deepening up this outer portion. Yeah, like this palette, I think why I like this palette so much is because every metallic shade, like you got an icy white, you've got a golden, you got a champagne, you got a pinky leaning champagne color, you got more of a copper, and then like a bronze. So you kind of have, and you got a little bit of mix of warm and cool. So you kind of have like a little bit of everything. So it's like it's an all round palette. Like you can do a pretty spring look. You can do a nice summer bronzy peachy look. You can do, you know, all sorts of things. Fall, winter. Like there's just a good bit of variety in this palette, and that's why I love it. I love it for the metallics, to be honest. These metallics. I mean, Laura and Sam and Exposure are my three favorite for like on the lid. And then So Icy is perfect for my inner corner. Like it just makes it pop. It's wonderful. All right. Now we're just going to go back over what we already did. So we're going to go into T's. I swear, my eyes, they're so hooded, but it ain't even that. It's like they're just not right. One's downturned, and then that one's more hooded than the other. And then I'm like, which one is even which? To be honest, sometimes I'm like, which one's more hooded than the other one, you know? It's crazy. And trying to get them both even, it ain't ever gonna happen. I gave that up a long time ago. I mean, I would get so frustrated in myself. And I'm like, there's no point. It's just makeup, you know? It's going to come off at the end of the day. As long as it looks halfway decent, I am good to go, you know? So I'm going to take this shade right here, Exposure. And we're going to put it on the lid. And I'll build it up. You can use your finger to get, you know, the most payout from it, but I'm just going to use my brush and pat it on. Look at that. See, these are the metallics I'm talking about. This is what I like. Like, give me all of these kind of shiny, beautiful, pretty colors I can just sit there and stare at all day. All right. There we go. Then for inner corner, you know we're going into So Icy. I use the Tarte Fake Awake for my waterline. Okay. And then we're going to take the shade Moody. This one right here. And I am going to line my lash line. If I can, oh, I was like, where did I put that mirror? I know I had it. We're going to line the top lash line and bottom. And it's basically just like a dark chocolate brown. But it's so pretty. I love browns. Browns and pinks. I can never have enough of them. Well, I mean, actually, I could have enough of them. Technically speaking, I have too many of them. I thought about once I get this area like cleaned up and stuff, while doing that, like just laying all of my palettes on my bed and filming them. But then my children think they're funny all the time and said that I better buy 3 more beds to put my palettes on, because they like ain't all gonna fit on that one bed. I was like, I have a full size. It's a full size, so it is small, but I don't think I'd need 3 of them. And then I started thinking, wouldn't that be funny if I laid them all out, like took everything off the bed, laid them out from end to end, and I would have to do that 3 times. That would be crazy. Be insane. And then I was like, I was sitting there, I was like, you know, that what if they're right? I mean, that would be nuts to fill up 3 full-size beds of makeup. Of just eyeshadow palettes, really. And then if I had to do like blushes, I probably could do a full-size bed of it. Probably could. Bronzers, no. Highlighters, no. Which I find kind of funny looking at it now, because I was never a blush person. Ever. And now, I was always eyeshadow, you know, oriented. I really love eyeshadows. But lately, it has been blush. Well, I guess lipsticks too. Lipstick and eyeshadow was like the top 2. And now it's like blush and highlighters for some reason. Probably because I've realized, hey, you have way too many eyeshadow palettes. Let's tone this down a little bit, you know? Is what I'm thinking. But then again, it is hard to tell what I'm thinking, because I don't even know what I'm thinking half the time, you know? But I do know the bronzers, like, I don't have that many really. Which isn't a bad thing at all. But I probably still have more than I actually need. But I have been doing better, because what I've been doing, I'm going to curl the lashes. What I've been doing is, buying like travel sizes or the, mini sizes and stuff of that sort of thing if I can. And I probably have like a half a full size bed of, or probably a twin size bed of like blush and bronzer and highlighter palettes, stuff like that, like the face palettes. I probably have like a full size bed full of those. But like when I was sitting there talking about it and trying to put in perspective, I was like, that's crazy to even have a full size bed of stuff. Like, I understand having a couple of things, like maybe max 10. 10 blushes, 10 bronzers. I get that. But I've just lost my mind. We're going to go into Pillow Talk Dream Pop. It's her like brown mascara. And we are going to put that on the lashes today. I was going to do my lash clash, but I thought, I haven't used this in so long. I'm shaking. I am so cold. But I hadn't used this one in so long, I forgot like the actual color of it. So I wanted to use it to, remind me. And I do like this color, but it's not really like, it's like a red brown almost. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to clean that up. But it's like a red brown, but I think that, like, it's called Dream Pop, right? It makes sense with like the Pillow Talk collection to have it this color because it does look very nice against like those shadows. But it's not like a brown like in like that I'm looking for, like my Lash Clash or my Too Faced. But I also will say that I do like this mascara. It is a very nice mascara. You do have to be careful. If it pokes you, it hurts. I'm really trying to dig in there to coat every lash. And then the bottom. I got a lot of cleanup to do. I did get a little bit of fallout from the shade I put on my lid, but not too bad. But I am making one heck of a mess with this mascara for some reason. I didn't do that with the other eye, I swear. It just went right on. But this eye is looking a lot better than that eye. I need to maybe touch it up. Of course, I'm shaking now too, where I wasn't shaking when I was doing this eye. And this does hold the curl nice too. Like when I do curl my lashes, but sometimes. But it does hold the curl throughout the day for me too. So I do like that about this mascara. Alright. I'll clean this up. And then we're kind of done anyway, so. I don't know what this is doing though. I've never really had an issue with it before. Anywho. Oh, for nail polish, I repainted my nails. It's the Nail Ink nail polish, and it's really pretty. It just looks like summer, It's like a pinky, shifty color, like a pinky, peachy, shifty color. It's called Dream Dust, and it is so pretty. I don't know if it's still available or not, but it's gorgeous. And I only have to put 2 coats. I mean, really, I could probably get away with 1, to be fair. But I just like that second coat, you know? But it's just so pretty. And, like, in the light, I mean, you can't tell. Like, it just looks, well, it looks metallic, but it's so pretty. Alright, let's clean this up so we can get this show on the road. Can't believe I messed up that bad. Wow. I don't think it's dried yet. It's weird. I don't know what that's doing. It's coming off. I'll have to touch it up with something, but it didn't come off as easy as usual either, to be fair. And then I nicked myself right here. Like, usually if I just go like that, it comes right off. And it's not doing that with, for some reason. Maybe if I could take it up. There we go. And this one's just in a weird spot. I'm going to irritate my eye. Alright, we're done. Because I'm going to irritate my eye. I can already see it. It's already starting to feel like it's going to start watering. Okay. I thought the mascara got on my brush. I was like, oh no. Alright. So that's the final look. I think it turned out really good. Sorry. Got really close to you, but I think it turned out really pretty. And to be fair, if you even went like row to row, like I was doing in the other palette, you definitely could do that. You know, row, put that on. Put that on. You know what I'm saying? You could do that. But with this palette, I don't think it matters. I mean, I jumped around. I went from here to here to here to over here, and it still looks pretty. I don't really think you can go wrong at all with this palette. Now, usually what I love to do, my favorite look from this palette, it is Cherry Blossom, and then Bloom for You, and then Sam. That's my favorite. Or I'll do what else do I do? I think I do Cherry Blossom. Cherry Blossom is one of my favorites. Milk Tea, Classic, and then Laura. Sam and Laura are my 2 favorites, though. But this palette, you can't go wrong. The packaging is just absolutely beautiful. As far as the blushes, I mean, with the Nude Prism one, they're very light in color. Again, to be expected, it's a nude. I mean, these 2 are not light by no means, okay? Let's be honest here. Those 2 are not light. These 3 are. This one, I feel like it would show. But, you know, they can all be built up, though. Like, these 2, they will build. I mean, just know that. But this one, this one's really not my favorite of his anyway. I really like the Moon Prism personally, this one here, and I like the Full Fantasy one. That one's my favorite. The Full Fantasy blush palette, that's the one I would suggest getting. And then as far as a palette from Lunar Beauty, Nude Prism, it is like amazing. Now, if you're looking for like more like a neutral with pop color, I would say the Eclipse palette would be that. If you're looking for colorful, of course he has that very first one, the facelift or something. Like, that's colorful and neutral. But all in all, that one's my favorite. And my favorite formula. Like, that is my favorite formula. That palette, everything about it, I mean, it's just gorgeous. But I am going to shut up now because this was a long one. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. That way you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday unless there's a new launch. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.